My name is Scott Walton. I'm the National Sales Manager for Plaskolite for Sign and Graphics.
And I'm Kevin Rourke with Plaskolite. I'm the National Specifications Manager for Materials.
So we want to talk to you a little bit this morning about our digital acrylics. We're a manufacturer of acrylic, polycarbonate, cell cast acrylics, continuous cast acrylics, PETG, ABS, and now Vicom PVC and whatever else it is they have to offer at this point.
Yep.
The main product we have for the digital print market is our Optics DA, Optics DA non-glare, and Optics EDA. Kevin, you want to talk a little bit about DA?
So in regards to the raw material, of course, all these materials pretty much start out clear. And it's a very short presentation to a designer. If you're just showing clear, you're really emphasizing, number one, the product itself, which is made for direct to print, where actually the product itself is pitted, so the inks will actually bite into the substrate. So our Optics DA, our Optics DANG, which is our non-glare, and as Scott will talk about, the EDA, which is it's a direct to print, but it's actually got a anti-abrasion, anti-graffiti coating on the front, which makes for a great dry erase. But the idea of a lot of companies are using, say, a standard acrylic. The problem with standard acrylic is if I tried to directly print to it, ink will not bond to that product. And so with standard acrylic, you literally could grab a corner and pull that material off as if it was basically a sheet of vinyl. Whereas with the product lines that we'll be talking about, the Optics DA from Plaskolite, it's the direct to print substrate where you actually print, it bites into the substrate, and then you can post cut it afterwards. If you try to do that, like say with a lamination with vinyl, actually you have to worry about the edges coming up. So in delaminating, which of course everybody knows is a big problem. The bigger market right now that we see is the idea of texturizing prints. So the idea of almost like 3D printing, if you will, where you're doing multiple layers. With the technology right now with a lot of these printing companies, you're able to create multiple layers of inks to giving products dimension. So the biggest product, the thickest gauge that we offer in this product is a .220 or quarter inch. And the reason a lot of people like quarter inch is it gives depth to whatever product. So a good example is this product, basically done by a good customer of ours. This is actually stained glass, but if you get a chance to take a look at it, it's actually got texture. So you can actually see if you get up on it, it's got a couple of layers, so it actually looks like real stainless. So you can come up with any pattern you possibly wanted to, but think about this as opposed to glass as your other option. Glass is about 3 times the weight, right? You always have to worry about glass having a certain tint to it. It could be green, could be blue, whereas this material's got a very nice clear point on it. So that's one of the biggest selling points for the DA.
We also have EDA, and EDA is a print receptive product. It has as Kevin said, a pitted surface or print receptive cap layer to one side. The first surface is an abrasion chemical UV resistant coating. So it becomes a perfect dry erase product. So think in terms of this product using for patient care boards, for dry erase surfaces, menu boards. This is a great product for this. Also, this coating is really great if you have a high resolution print that you want to protect the first surface with scratches. This coating that we have here is a abrasion chemical UV resistant coating, so it will give you an additional layer of protection for your digital print.
Really quick, Scott, with the standard acrylic, obviously I think oftentimes if it's in a high foot traffic areas where you see a lot of graphics, say like it could be anything from gaming, financial, high-end retail, what they're concerned about is their graphics getting marred and scratched. And of course the EDA was originally made for that. It was an anti-abrasion, anti-graffiti product, so it made the graphics more durable. Lo and behold, we didn't realize how large of a market the dry erase market was, and it turned out that the coating that we use on this material works as a great dry erase. And again, note the corners. This was post-cut, so the ink stayed down on the edges. So you can come up with any kind of creative pattern you wanted to and tile different types of dry erase where it's interactive in a corporate wall interior. So.
And then we created this new sustainable box, and we have like some of your, could you talk about your new R products, the Tough Act R and the Optic R?
So Tough Act R and Optics R are our recyclable products. So this is post-consumable recycled product. We have this in acrylics, we do it in polycarb, and we'll eventually be doing it in PETG as well. This is 99% post-consumable product.
That's really good.
It's very good, and again, for the architectural design firms that I call on, that is very, very important because they're all looking for LEED certification and looking for sustainable materials. Oftentimes, they're under the impression this is a PVC product. This is a PVC-free product like all acrylics, right? But the idea that, again, Scott said it's recycled and it can be repurposed, which is the other thing, so.
And I'll also add, too, that our standard products, whether it be acrylic, polycarbonate, ABS, PETG, they're all up to 20 to 25% recycled products as well, and that's just from internal recycling program that we've been doing for 40 years.
Another big selling point, it's all manufactured domestically, which is another big selling point, right? So the idea of you're not having to deal with shipping from overseas where you're dealing with fuel consumption, everything else, and that's something that we really pride ourselves because number one, as a domestic manufacturer, the beauty of manufacturing domestically, one of the biggest highlights of Plaskolite is RTS, run to size. So the idea that I'm getting the best yield out of sheet product as opposed to a lot of imported products are strictly 4x8s or whatever they can fit on a container. And that's not going to be best yield, so therefore best yield is also a great sustainable option because I'm using the most product without having to throwing it into a landfill.
Our saying is that run to size products beat square foot price every single day.
Correct.
So you have to think in terms of what's the best yield for me, not think in terms of 4x8s, 52 by 100, 75 by 100s as just your standard sheet size, and that's what you're locked into. It's not.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Sure,
really
no problem.
Appreciate it. And that run to size, that is really
That
killer
is.
for the sustainable side because you don't have that waste.
Correct.
So, thank you, guys.
Well, thanks,
Really
Laird, for the
appreciate it.
support.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
You got it.